And we're back with more Shacknews awards. This next category is Best PC Game. This is a game that released on PC this year. That's it. That is the qualifications required for this category. Donovan, you want to nominate Halo?
Yeah, I was going to. That's my easy nomination. It's already climbing up my game of the year list, and it launched on PC, and it runs damn well on PC, which is good because the Halo franchise doesn't have the best track record of PC launches.
Especially PC
Um,
launches. There have
yeah.
been the Master Chief Collection most recently. The campaign was not great at launch. So
Mhm.
this is not the case with Infinite. Infinite's campaign is launching in a good state.
Yeah, this
But
one
yeah,
is very well done.
hell yeah.
So
Uh, Good nomination. I don't know if you can tell I agree. But yeah. Anyone else want to throw out a PC release that really stood out to them this year?
I got one.
Go for it.
I decided to go with a game this year. I think it counts as an independent, but I'm not sure. It's one that is definitely PC only for now. It came out this summer. It is a first-person team shooter set in World War II. It's called Hell Let Loose. It's from I believe it's Gray Matter, Black Matter
That was
was the
the PS
studio.
Plus game a few months ago, I believe.
Oh well, then I don't know what I'm talking about then.
No, but
About
keep
it.
going though.
But yeah, I thought this was pretty outstanding. Looks like $1,000,000 Unreal Engine 4 game. It's got up to 100 people in battle at a time on a map. And in a year where I was disappointed by the betas I played of Vanguard, this scratched the World War II itch better than any of the AAA stuff that I've been with. And it has a rabid fan base of hyper dedicated players that have been with it since it first popped into EA last year. And developer's been going very well with it. It runs relatively well for what it is, all things considered. Like I said, it looks like $1,000,000, and always want to give shine to something that may not always have the biggest spotlight on it. So I go Hell Let Loose.
This is really cool looking, Chris. I completely missed out on this. It's interesting. So this was an early access for a couple of years, it looks like.
Yes,
That's cool.
I believe it
And
initially
they
started with some crowdfunding a long, long time ago, and then they eventually got picked by T17.
Mhm. Yep, that's the publisher of this game. Awesome. It's a good nomination. I don't think many people had heard of it. Anyone else want to nominate a PC
I'm gonna
release?
say Deathloop only because I feel like that game hit so
Mm-hmm.
much glory on the PlayStation that people don't realize it's on Windows 10, and like they may overlook that,
Yeah,
because that game
Deathloop
is.
runs very well on my PC.
Has anyone played it on PC? Does it look even better on
I
the?
own it on PC. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
great.
Yeah, if you have the hardware, this a big thing. The big jump would be the refresh rate if you can support it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it runs excellent. Arcane games tend to play pretty well on PC. I haven't had any problems recently with them. So yeah, it's a good one. And that game's great. Any other nominations?
See,
I'd like to nominate Hitman 3.
Mm.
Not only does it run really well on PC, but I feel like the game has benefited greatly from the power that PC offers with the visuals. We've talked about reflections and different levels and whatnot. It's the actually, if I was just actually going through my folder, my SSD where I keep games on my PC, and it's literally the only game that came out this year on PC that has just stayed installed the entire year. I've never uninstalled it. I haven't moved on from it,
You
and
uninstall games?
absolutely,
Oh.
I kick them right out of the house the minute I'm done with them.
I still have Radical Heights installed.
Ugh.
You're a maniac.
I just have a lot of storage.
Are
I
you Paul George? You have every NVMe on the planet?
I do. Don't you remember when you helped me build these, Chris?
Vaguely.
I have I think the Beast PCs have like 8 terabytes of SSD in them. And
Okay.
then this one here has like 6.
So you can
Yeah,
almost
so
install 3 Call of Duty games.
I can almost play, yeah, I can almost have the last 4 Call of Duties installed at once.
I
Bill,
literally have a 1 terabyte SSD that I put PC games on, and that's it. So that's
But then
why
I also,
there's
I'm a like the fourth string video editor on the site, so like I do have a bunch of video content that I store. capture all sorts of stuff. So
We have to offload rendering of Greg's cat videos to third-party sites, such as the Cleveland office.
yeah, that's that's actually pretty much what's going on.
Bill, how's the? I mean, I'm playing the game on Xbox, but are there mods for Hitman 3 on PC? And if so, how are those?
I can't answer the mods. I don't mod it. I don't. Maybe Chris knows if you can mod it on PC, but I haven't heard anything about it, and usually you would. So if you can mod it, I don't think it's supported. It would just be like third party done. So.
I know that there was a strong community for the first two games on Steam, but I'm not sure what happened once everything shifted over into the other ecosystem.
Yeah, I don't know. And I know I don't think there's mods, and I think the reason for that is because of the scoring system, where they have leaderboards, and in the sense like if you were to mod the game, it would basically the leaderboards would then be null, right? Because someone else could do something differently or quicker or in a way that sort of made the leaderboards.
It's listed on Nexus mods. Like there are some mods available to download for it, but it
I'm
doesn't.
curious about that.
I don't
I
know how
really
it would
am.
work because it's an Epic Game Store exclusive, right?
On
Yeah, but
PC,
all the game has to do is do a file integrity check.
Yeah.
If it fails, then you don't have to publish a leaderboard score. That's how most games I know handle that, but
Yeah.
everything is different. I don't want to assume.
It doesn't seem like there's a very vibrant mod community, Greg, largely because of the platform it launched
And it
on.
probably is because a lot of like the leaderboards are important to a lot of people. Like this has a pretty big, I want to say
Huge
speed
online
running.
interaction in that game.
I want to say speed running, but it's not really speed running so much as a better description is trick shots. The speedrunners aren't really concerned with doing things as quickly as they are with doing things ridiculous and cool. So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
that game's a sandbox for people, and like coming up with new creative ways to kill, I think is more interesting than going fast in that
One
game.
of the coolest things I've seen, and I mean, this kind of just goes to how cool the game is, which is relevant since we're voting for best PC game, but there's a level where you can actually grab a radio and call in a sniper to take out a target, which is one of your targets, but the player actually moved the second target in the way of the sniper shot, which is not a legitimate shot in the game. So the sniper hit the first target, which they should never be able to do, and then was like, fuck, I missed, and shot again and killed the second target. And it was brilliant, just the way that they set it up. It was amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good nomination, Bill. And there's Shacknews contracts in there. Anyone else?
I thought for years that Shacknews should be putting hits on people. I feel like we're.
I mean, the synergies between me and Hitman are pretty clear. Like, there's
Yeah.
a lot of briefcases in that game.
The man with the wig, the man with the briefcase.
Exactly.
That's a good point. There's a lot of briefcases in that, and there's different styles. You got like your construction briefcase. You got.
I'm a sucker for briefcases. I like Death Stranding for that reason. So I obviously Hitman 3. I'm gonna spend some time with it this weekend. Really.
Have you seen any of the clips where someone throws a briefcase at somebody
and
as
it's
they're
it like boomerangs back
forever? Yeah, they throw it at somebody as they're passing by on a jet ski, and the jet ski's
I've
like
seen
100.
briefcases take like a 90-degree turn in that game. Like,
They'll go around the corner and they know that, but they're like, you know what? That's fun. Let's just
leave that in because it's fun.
They've really leaned into that like ever since Blood Money, and I'm here for it. I also love in like the Donkey video. I think like he threw someone off like a ledge and then like hurled a shoe after them, and it still hit them on the way down or something. And I was like, this is video gamers right here.
Yeah,
it was great.
They have some of the coolest kills, and not just in Hitman 3, but like throughout the whole games, but sticking just specifically with Hitman 3 of like you can kill your target at times by having like you turn papers over to this guy's wife and she learns that he's going behind her back, so she kills him for you, and you're just like,
oh,
I'm out, I'm good, like there's so many creative ways to do things in that game, and they're just off the wall.
Yeah. Spurned wife with the assist there. I like that.
Are there any other nominations?
Yeah, I got one.
Is it Guilty Gear?
No.
Okay.
This is actually like I play a lot of these games elsewhere, but there's one that I actually couldn't play anywhere besides PC, and it was quite a fun time. Was Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. This is solely on PC right now. It's gonna come to consoles later, but like I don't even know if I would want to because it is a very in depth RPG based on Dungeons and Dragons rules. Everything is determined by a dice roll. There's immensely immersive character creation. Um, there's like gotta be there's dang near there's got to be like 100 different classes you can choose from in that game, and then continue to build out like from there into like your race, your style, your the god you worship, the personality traits you have, and like the way in which you interact with that world, like the choices you make, the way that the character that you've built informs both the decisions that you'll make and the way that the world reacts to you is very very cool. um the folks behind it, they made another one, King Pathfinder Kingmaker. And one problem that people had with Kingmaker is that the choices that you made early in the game could sometimes break immersion of decisions later in the game where some things just weren't considered. And they put a lot of effort into making sure that the choices you make follow you throughout like the consequences of much later events. It's it's kind of the replacement Dragon Age game for me in a time where we don't where BioWare is kind of floundering and nobody knows if that franchise is coming back. I
But we
really
saw a 4-second trailer of a logo at a Game Awards
yeah. But like even if
3 years ago.
even if it
or
does come
something.
back, it's going to be so long and it's not even going to be like what we expect anymore, I don't think. I don't know, but like
It's actually just going to be a platform fighter with Mass Effect and Dragon Age characters.
mm, that
I'm
makes me
sorry.
sad.
Sorry I put that out in the universe. EA, don't do that, please.
But Pathfinder is really, really like I love the characters in the game as well. Some of the party members that you come across, like there's this witch elf named Ember, and you just find her among the fires of this town that's demolished by demons, and she doesn't hate the demons because she's an elf in a human land, and the humans have treated her horribly as well. So she doesn't see like good and bad as like clear cut things so much as like she doesn't see factions so much as she sees if something's trying to hurt her, that's a bad thing. If something's trying to if something's trying to hurt others, that's a bad thing. But it doesn't matter if it's a demon or a human because people can be just as bad as demons. And like she is one of many characters that you come across that like you have such interest and like your party members don't just follow you around and do fights with their special abilities with you. They have input into the situations that makes a difference in how the outcomes play out. I just think it's one of the most in-depth and well put together RPGs I've played in a long time, and because of the way it's built for like keyboard, I don't know if I would want to play it on a gamepad.
Yeah, those games tend to be better on PC, like having a keyboard and mouse experience. It's
Mhm.
like city builders too. Like I always prefer to play those on PC. Although like I have City Skylines for Switch, I do
Mhm.
prefer it on PC. That's a good nomination. We haven't really brought it up a lot this year, but that's a very good game. I bet it's going to come up in our best RPG category too, probably. But yeah, nice nomination. Do we have any other ones out there? Right now, just to refresh people's minds, it's Halo Infinite, Hell Let Loose, Deathloop, Hitman 3, and Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. You good, Greg? I wasn't sure what you were doing with your hat. Hey, let's start voting with David.
I was listening to TJ's argument, and then Bill just sent me a great Hitman 3 video. that definitely swayed me. I gotta go Hitman 3. I haven't given it nearly enough love this year. Hitman games, like I'm playing on PS5, looks great, runs great, but I've played a lot of these on PC, and I just feel they really pop on that platform. Just kind of feels right at home. I'm gonna go Hitman 3.
Danny, what you got?
I'm all aboard the Hitman train. I've enjoyed my PC experience. Those games.
Donovan?
Halo Infinite for sure. It's probably my favorite game this year at this point, so definitely my favorite PC game.
I don't want to spoil anything. Is this your game of the year, Donovan?
Wait, I just
It
want to
might
point out
be.
that in every category we've recorded today, it has grown like slipped higher and higher up Donovan's list.
Yeah.
Every little bit I play of it, and I'm gonna
It's
play a
gone
lot of
from
it
like
this
number
weekend.
6 on his list to 1 now in like 3 categories.
Yeah, it is.
In 2 categories from now, he's like, it's probably the best game I've ever played. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I'm in love with it. I'd rather be playing it right now, honestly.
It is very, very good.
I played it this morning. It's become my oatmeal game. I eat oatmeal and play Halo in the morning. That's how old I am. Greg.
Yeah, TJ, yeah, I completely forgot about Pathfire, Way of the Righteous. I think it's one of those games you just forget. Yeah, and like it does deserve some love. Watching TJ play that and seeing it on, it wasn't on the must play list, but I cut his gameplay. It was so incredibly deep, and it's one of those games I think you experience best on the PC, not because visually, but because just the control base. So yeah.
That's another clincher.
I mean, it didn't come out that long ago. Like, our review was posted in September. It just kind of went under the radar, I guess. But yeah, okay, good vote there. Good nomination. TJ, you sticking with Pathfinder?
For sure.
Cool. Ozzy?
I will back TJ on Pathfinder.
Bill?
Hitman 3.
Blake?
I'm going with I think I'm gonna go with Deathloop.
Okay.
That's my vote.
I'm voting for Halo. Chris?
I go for Hell Let Loose still.
Well, we have a 3-way tie. Sam obviously voted for Halo, guys. I don't know if you noticed. Sam likes Halo. So there's 3 votes for Halo, there's 3 votes for Hitman 3, and there's 3 votes for Pathfinder. There are 2 votes that need to be recast. Blake's for Deathloop, and Chris's for Hell Let Loose. So, which one of you guys wants to kick it off first?
I'll change my vote.
Yeah, it's Halo, Hitman 3, Pathfinder.
I'll swap my vote to Pathfinder.
My initial reaction was to go with Halo,
Okay.
but
What? Nope.
yeah, let's go with Halo.
Good news. We have a tie again. And now everyone who voted for Hitman 3 will determine this. This is the first time I think this has ever happened in the deliberations, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a 3-way tie that had to be. Yeah.
Turned into a double tie.
Double tie. Okay, so the Hitman 3 voters were David, Bill, and who else? Denny. Okay,
I'll start us off. Pathfinder does sound like a PC game, so I'll vote for Pathfinder.
Danny?
I'm gonna go with Halo.
Okay. Bill.
Am I the deciding vote?
You are the decider.
You are.
Oh. Man, everyone here has stabbed me in the back. What do I do?
You know who didn't? You know who's always had your back? John Halo.
It's
I was
Halo.
gonna say,
it is Halo.
Master
It's
Chief.
Halo 100%. There's no question.
He always had your back.
He was dead, and he still came back to get your back.
He's always dead and comes back. That's what he does. He's John Halo.
I just got finished gushing over 130 frames per second in ultra settings 2K. It's Halo.
All those when you look back in the sand and you see only one set of tire treads, that's when John Halo was carrying you in his warthog.
Look, all great games, every single game, and I want to check out Hell Let's Loose or Let Loose.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that game too. I like the idea of this World War II. It's not a sandbox exactly, Chris, but like you get to tell your own story since it's multiplayer focused. But I like that. That sounds cool.
But yeah, just barely, Halo Infinite has won our best PC game of the year 2021.
We built this facility off the grid to train the next generation of Spartans. To be a Spartan, you must become the impossible.
Greetings, Spartan. It would be my pleasure to serve at your side.